Hi everyone, my name is Joslyn Davis. I'm currently an executive producer and host at Clever, where I've been working, as crazy as it is to even say, for almost 10 years. We started our first YouTube channel, Clever TV, 9 years ago, and this was like in the dark ages of YouTube when people were mostly only uploading like cat videos, which, I mean, to be honest, I love a good cat video, but at the time we were the only people really bringing premium entertainment news content for a millennial audience to YouTube. And no one at the time was covering stuff like Hannah Montana or the Jonas Brothers or, oh my gosh, Justin Bieber. And so that's where we built our audience. That's where we started to excel. And from there, I mean, you guys know the story with YouTube. Obviously, it's turned into the biggest streaming platform in the world, especially for short form content like what we were doing at the time. And since then we've expanded, we've launched multiple other channels. The business has really grown. Back in those days, I was working in a garage in West Covina, and now I have like snacks at my disposal and health insurance. So it's pretty exciting. I think influencers and YouTube as a platform, as well as other platforms, have completely transformed not just the beauty industry, but pretty much all industries in general, primarily because now as a consumer, for me, for example, I'm getting actual tips, tricks, and product ideas from the people on my Instagram feed. I 100% am that girl, am that woman, am that person that's clicking through, and when I see a lipstick that I like, or I see a mask that I like, or I see an outfit, or whatever it might be, I am that person who is clicking through to buy those products. And when I was a kid growing up, the people that I looked up to, the people who I guess I would call influencers, were just traditional celebrities like NSYNC or Britney Spears. And you know, in the 90s, in the early 2000s, we did not have direct access to those people or even to the products they like. Like if I had known that Britney Spears used a specific self-tanner, I would have been the first in line. I would have been clicking to buy, but we just didn't have access to that kind of stuff. And now with the emergence of people who are truly influential influencers, I think they've totally transformed every industry because they're giving their fans and followers access to the things they love and like. And I think that really affects what people are buying. I would say that I use my personal power to influence, and obviously really Clever's power to influence in many ways, but I think the thing that's most important to me as an individual, and thankfully also very important to Clever at its core as a brand, is that we want to, as simple and maybe silly as it sounds, be a force of positivity. There's so much craziness in our world, and I know people say that in every era and every decade, but I truly believe that right now more than ever, young people are looking for something outside of themselves that they feel is important and maybe world-changing to cling on to. And while we cover things that people might think of as, you know, silly, like trying out a crazy beauty trend, or, you know, we interview celebrities, I get it. We're not like solving all of the world's problems, but what we are doing is working very intentionally to create a space for people to be themselves. Our entire mantra is do you, be you, and come along with us. And we really try to showcase that on all of our channels, sincerely and truly and authentically, and just encourage people to feel enabled to be positive, because I think a lot of people out there think being cool and hateful, or being cool is, you know, being sarcastic or hateful or whatever, and that's just not us. We want to encourage people to just be themselves, whatever that might be. Biggest challenge as an influencer, and I think that many successful influencers or creators look at this in the same way, as something that they almost embrace, and that's really the fact that this industry is constantly changing at such a fast pace. It's impossible to even keep up with at times, but you have to wake up every day being ready to completely change. Like if you're sitting in your office or at your computer or in your home and you're like, bazinga, I figured it out. Guess what? You haven't figured it out, and the fact that you're thinking you have probably means you're about to become irrelevant. And I know that's really scary, but you can never believe that you've truly made it, that you've truly figured it out. I mean, there are things that I feel that at Clever we excel at and we have a grasp on, but we also come to work every single day knowing that we have to continually learn, continually come up with new concepts and new ideas that are fresh, because the digital world changes, our audience is growing up, and so we need to continue to do the same. I think that we truly found ourselves after we became 100% transparent. I know that brands love working with very polished creators, very put together creators, and I think that we are those things, but we're also incredibly honest. We come to the table with a different approach, especially to the beauty space. None of us are going to proclaim that we're gurus. Honestly, it's taken me like 20 years just to figure out how to do my makeup like this, which is not brain science. And so when we approach stuff in the beauty space or the food space, we're just like, we don't know what we're doing. And we're gonna be totally honest about that. I'm not gonna like serve you up a bag of goods where I'm like, oh, I'm an expert at a cat wing eyeliner. I don't even know what that is. I had to Google it. I thought you did it with like a spoon. That's true. And I think that's why we found an audience, because we're transparent and authentic, which I get it. Authentic is like the buzzword of the century, but it's that way because it's actually true. You have to be yourself. People are very smart and they see right through all the BS. So you got to serve them up something that's real. My personal approach to working with brands and also Clever's is, again, it's got to be authentic. It's got to be something that is a product or a service or something that we at Clever truly believe in and want to embrace. Maybe we don't already use it, but we're going to test it out first to see if it's something that we feel we can tell our audience we love, because we've really built an audience on honesty. So if we start serving a product to our audience or promoting a product that we don't actually believe in, that's really putting our entire brand in a really negative place. So I always like to really vet brands first, and I always like brands to do the same thing. I mean, I think it's a great idea for brands to truly do their work. Like if they want to work with Joslyn, if they want to work with Clever Style, did I just refer to myself in third person? That was so weird. If they want to work with me, if they want to work with Clever Style, check me out. Check out Clever. See what we're about first. That way when we do a video with you, you're not like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What is this? These people are jokesters. These people are not serious about being gurus or what have you. So I think it's on both sides. We have to sort of have a mutual love for one another. Otherwise, I just think the videos or the content we create isn't going to be given a fair chance. I would say one of our most successful campaigns that we've ever worked on with a brand was the launch of our super successful series, Beauty Trippin', last year, and we did that with a launch partner in Nair, which has turned into a really amazing relationship. And what I love about that relationship is that it hasn't been just like a one-night stand, like one video and that's it. We've actually done multiple videos with Nair over the course of the last few years, including not even a video. We did a really amazing activation with them in Santa Monica, and the Beauty Trippin' episode that we launched the entire relationship with was a video where we were driving in the car. That's where the show always kicks off, as we head to our trip, Beauty Trippin', and I pulled over on the side of the road to wax my mustache, which that's a whole other thing. I think women out there, we all just need to agree that we all have facial hair, you know? Just put it out there. It's fine. We're opening the floodgates. So I pulled over, waxed my mustache. It totally worked. And then we just kept on driving. And the comments were insane. People were like, oh my gosh, I have a mustache too. Oh my gosh, I tried the wax strips. They actually work. It's totally easy. It's totally awesome. And that was because like we believed in it. Nair believed in us and let us do what we wanted with the show. And it was wildly successful. Loved working with them. And like I mentioned, we worked with them multiple times since then. And it was just like seamless, organic, authentic. I said authentic again. You're welcome. I think one of the biggest social media faux pas that I see that I understand what people and brands are trying to do when they use like 75,000 hashtags on a photo. But I just get very distracted by them. When I see like hashtag couple goals, hashtag couple life, hashtag Brangelina, it's just like, it's too many. I get what you're doing, but I don't know that there's actually any ROI. I'm also really fascinated to hear more information on the use of discount codes and coupon codes. I think the more that you like push a ton of hashtags on people and a ton of calls to action, which I understand, we're doing brand deals to promote purchase of the product. That is the goal, right? But I think that there's a better way to do it than like shoving it down people's throats. I think the more normal you are and the more casual you are, like, yeah, I use Nair, I love it. That is a lot more powerful than being like, this isn't my personal opinion, use hashtag code Joslyn Nair, I love Nair. To me, I'm like checking out. I just want you to keep it real with me. And I think that's a faux pas that I see sometimes that I don't really think necessarily works. I think influencers out there that want to work with brands, the number one piece of advice that I would give you is run yourself like a business. Be professional, respond to emails, answer phone calls, meet deadlines, do the things that you agree to do in the agreements that you're signing. If you don't have representation, make sure that you really know what you're committing to. Hire a lawyer, have them read the contracts. I think generally the easiest, most simple piece of advice I could give an influencer is you are a business. Run yourself like one.